Okay, let's talk about the chakras energy today with Michael.
So we're looking at the root chakra, red, and that frequency, that vibration. When you think about roots, like trees, these trees, for them to grow any taller and higher, they need to extend their roots lower and deeper. And so it's the same with the root chakra. In order to become radically self-reliant, you know, we need to be able to draw from those deep nutrients. We need to be able to ground ourselves firmly, establish a strong base, you know, good nutrient-rich soils or rock or whatever to hold us there. And then we can extend upwards and just branch out. And when you can do that, you can reach further and higher. I guess the deeper and lower you go, it's like any of the chakras really. It's this infinite energy that extends outward infinitely. You know, as low as you can go, as high as you can go, as wide as you can go, as long as you can go. It's infinite in all directions. I kind of like to imagine like some sort of toroidal field that's going through us. Or if you want to imagine with me, that toroidal field, and just comes in through you, that energy, it comes back out again, but feeds back in. It's infinite, and it just keeps renewing itself and spreading outward like ripples, you know, ripples on a lake, like we're at the lake today.
Maybe hug a tree every day is a good
Totally.
to
There's bees here, though. I
keep
think you
yourself
be careful.
grounded.
So good.
Wow.
So good to see bees around here too. Amazing.
Okay, what is the next chakra?
Next we're looking at the sacral. Kind of like this orange leaf litter, maybe. From it, I guess it can turn into composting and create something new. And, yeah, sacral's all about creation, isn't it?
Yeah.
The mother's womb, really. Those immense physical, metaphysical waters that created life. And in creating life, it's creating. It's art. It's beauty. It's fragments of experiences from here and there and everywhere converging in a moment. And life is so interesting when it's created. The odds of life being created, I don't know what the odds are. Why do some seeds flourish and others don't? So many factors.
Sacral.
There's something too, you can feel it in the gut. It's like sometimes when you think of the person you love and you're just, it's all from there somehow. It's like this energy that's drawing you towards them, and you can't explain it. You can't say why you feel that way. You can't, it's ineffable, but you try. And it's like can you do about it? You can't do anything. Maybe you can, but you know, there's kind of two choices. You can kind of dive into it and just hope for the best, or you can have this fear and this suffering just gripping you and kind of tearing the rest of your organs apart from the inside, you know, like shredding through your heart and, you know, clawing into your back and shoulders and ripping your wings off.
And after you have this feeling, look at that.
But then, yeah.
It's mother.
But then here's this love, you know, this. And then sometimes you start to explore that realm of compassion, and you start to see forgiveness, and you want to forgive the self that you see, the monster that has emerged, because you turn the lens that you turn on everyone else on yourself, and then when you start to see that, then you're in tears and you're breaking apart, and you're like, what kind of monster was I? Who was I? How could I treat the ones that I love the closest like this? But then you see that there's a shift in you, a change in consciousness, and an awareness that you go, well, what I've done to them, I've done to myself, and even worse, because I'm judging myself right now. I am the one that's condemning me and seeing myself as a monster when other people are still living with you or talking to you or engaging with you, and they've forgiven you on levels you can't even imagine. But you've somehow fallen into this hole where you think that you're in, and you just got to dig and claw yourself out of that into the light, you know, and find a new path. But this is the thing, so you start to discover from that forgiveness, and then with forgiveness comes unconditional love, because then you're going like, no matter what I've done to myself, I forgive myself. In this very moment, I forgive what I've done to myself and to others around me, and how much I've hurt deity, right? Because that's the other thing too. When you start to recognize that, you recognize that God spark within, you know, in the solar plexus and in the heart space, you know, yeah, probably the center of our heart. And you know that when the cells divide, the first thing they create is the heart. And the heart is like this toroidal field that turns itself inside out. So the heart is created on the outside and then somehow turns itself inside out, and the heart becomes the center, and everything else grows around it.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And when you start to understand that, you go, that just happened. It happened for me and for
Just
everyone else
happened.
that I know.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. It's the miracle of life. It's so precious. And have I had to pay for that? Have I had to go, oh my goodness, I want to buy into this? No. We're just here. We are. And I don't know how we are, but we are here by some crazy miracle. Our sentience is here. Whether you believe in creationism, the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, whatever, you know, Tibetan, Mayan, who knows, just American Indian, Aboriginal, extend it out, whatever, any kind of belief system, anywhere. And
Oh, Danny.
you'll just see the connection in everything. And I guess it's interconnected for a reason. Yeah, it's interconnected for a reason. And so we start to understand that and start to understand the all, and how, I guess, yeah, I guess how the all interconnects with everything else. And we're all a part of that. We've all somehow experienced each other's experience. And it's perhaps becoming aware of that and knowing how to take care of each other when the time comes, like when we encounter each other at any given moment, you know, because it is the moment that we're in. And so when we're in the moment, we're like, yes, I remember you, and I remember how I reacted last time, but I want to shift that. I want to create something new. I don't want to just stagnate. I'm rooted in wisdom and further knowledge and experience, and you know, with that knowledge, intelligence, experience, perhaps I can use wisdom in finding a better way that we can communicate with each other. And when we're communicating with each other, are we not communicating with source, with everything, with the all? Because we are that all. And so somehow we're conversing with each other like a conversation, but really somehow we are creating that separation of I and you and me, or whatever. But when we start to bring that together and we become aware of it, then the personality that is, say for instance, Michael, will then take a back seat and then let whoever else is there just come and take the wheel for a moment, in a sense, right? And guide the thoughts and the feelings, and not even just to have really intelligent conversation about discovering the self, discovering I. And it's not something that I am doing maybe even consciously or unconsciously, but somehow I'm becoming aware that there is a conversation going on, and that conversation can be with anyone that I meet. I'm talking about the big I, the all. So they're meeting themselves somehow in different degrees of their own spectrum of intelligence and sentience.
Go back.
What?
Keep the chakras going.
The chakras.
You get lost, eh?
But it's all part of it, because
Okay.
that was the solar plexus that we were talking about. And then we move into the heart, and we've got the green and the pink, and it's like, whoa. And that is like...
Why
oh my
green and
goodness.
pink?
I feel like green is like, look at this, we're surrounded by so much green on Earth, and like, green is like this unconditional love, this oxygen that is just freely given every single day. It's just unconditional love. It's just love. Sustenance too, if we so choose, right?
True.
And then the pink, to me, is like this compassion of motherly love, familial love, even a lover's love, you know? That's a different kind of love. Maybe it is based on conditions a lot of the time,
unconditional
right?
love.
It's a conditional love, that one, but then we have superheroes like mothers all around the world. They are incredible because they have given unconditional love. They have nurtured this body that then becomes this temple for a soul to come into, and you know, all of that through the sacral chakra right there, and then to experience this as well, to share this with them. It's like they've created them from the ether, and somehow, you know, two entities unite in this realm and create this life, so that another fragment, facet, another spark from a spark can just come in and share in this experience, whether you believe it's a matrix or whether you believe it's like some sort of creationism story or ancient aliens, whatever, it doesn't matter. What matters is that sense of what you're exploring and experiencing, because when you start to understand what you're exploring and experiencing, you begin to comprehend it, maybe, you know? You begin to go, okay, we're experiencing something here. It's a bit of a game. And Sandra's tripping over everything. And, you know, then maybe that moves up to here. And this is where I feel stuck a lot of the time. Because I still
Speaking
judge
with your
myself.
truth.
Speaking with my truth. You know, it's like, you know, I look back and examine the monster I perceived, and maybe it was a monster to some and a saint to others, and I can see both sides, and I'm like, oh, it's so torn. And that, to me, chokes me up here as well, and I'm like, well, how do I speak my truth? What truth do I speak? How much truth do I speak? Because there's a lot more bouncing in my head. Same with, I imagine, with everyone else, because I can't exactly know. But bouncing around inside my head are so many other thoughts and layers of personalities. It's you know, not, you know, something like, bipolar or schizophrenia or multi-personalities. It's like somehow just a legion, just right there in your head. And you try to see and comprehend everything and find beauty in this insane
Find the airplane, yeah.
grotesquerie.
Find the airplane. Oh.
And see the beauty in what you might imagine is like horrific and scary, but oh my goodness, it's just so much fun. It's like, what are we even experiencing here? Where are we? Look at this place. Wow, look at the lights. You know, I feel like I'm some sort of intergalactic explorer going, check this place out. Welcome to Earth. 2018. March 9. No, wait, May 9. What am I saying March? It's like, what is this? Who are you? Who am I? We're connecting. I see you. And that's why I love flaring, you know. This right here is my third eye. Yeah. And it's like I can shape and show you the reality and perspective that I see, in a sense, or that I want to create. Like my sacral chakra, you know, and then expressing it. Throat chakra, expression, blue. Speak your truth. See your truth as well. Like your amazing blue eyes, Sandra. Show me your eyes. Ah! Wow. Amazing.
Beautiful. Okay.